Hi, Prema Ligareri, and I'm so glad you're with me today. I just want to take a very quick moment here in this very short video to give you a big reminder of something that you already know, but you may or may not be doing. Letting go and letting God. Whether you call the great universal energy, the universe, God, spirit, the divine, Allah, whatever your name for it is. I want to remind you that more than ever, this is a great time to let go, to surrender, to let go and to let God, let spirit. So why now? We're in what I like to call an in-between time, a time of great change. And yes, there's change all the time, but we're in an eclipse pattern right now. So on an astrological level, in Vedic astrology, we had a solar eclipse on the equinox, and we have a lunar eclipse coming up on the 4th of April. And there are some important planets involved with this. It means something unique for you, but for all of us, it's a time of change. It may be more of a time of change for you in particular, or it may be more of a time of change for someone that you know. But a reminder here is to anywhere you feel like you're hanging on too tight, it's time to let go. In that letting go, you need to know there's grace behind that letting go, that surrender that creates space. Grace creates space for something that's more in tune with you, more in sync with you, that's more graceful to come into your life. So if you're pushing really hard, it doesn't mean you have to let go of your focus or your goal. And in fact, I don't encourage you to. If there's a place you're taking your business right now, if there's a place that you are taking your relationship or your life in general right now, you don't have to let go, but you don't have to give up or change your focus, but be open to the how, maybe shifting or changing. So for instance, my daughter and her partner have been looking for a house. They made an offer right after the eclipse. They were really excited. This is their first house. The Seattle housing market is crazy. So they didn't get the house, and it was very disappointing. She knew all this going in. Of course, I reminded her of all of this, and it was still emotionally hard. The good news was, and she recognized this, well, I'm tuned up and we're ready to make another offer as the right house comes along. I reminded her that something better must be coming along. Well, they're making an offer on even a better house than they had imagined before. We don't know if they've got it or not, but the fact of the matter is they've shifted their awareness around, okay, what do I need to let go of, let God with, and just focus on my part. What's my part in all this? And something better must be in store for me if what I'm after is falling away. I have a client also who has been running her business in a certain direction, and she's still in that direction, but now with the changes that have happened recently, she's being called to do it in a different way. She helps people intuitively. She's being more called out in the world. Before, she was more behind the scenes. She's being more called out. How's she being called out? Because she's being given opportunities to speak in front of other people, to gather with groups of people, to be at shows and places where there are a lot of people. So that's the way the opportunity has come in for her. This is a time of change. Keep your sea legs on. Let go of whatever you're hanging on tight to. So I want you to ask yourself this question right now. Is there something, tune into your heart. You know, I always do this. I close my eyes because this just takes me right into center, and it'll take you into center too. You want to get into center of your heart so you're not looking at it from your stuck place or from maybe a magical fantasy place, but you're right at truth with it, where you can make your choices accordingly. So tune in, ask yourself, what is it that I'm holding on to too tight right now? What would be useful for me to surrender and let go of? You know what it is. Just tell yourself the truth. And you know I'm all about bringing it down into the body, bringing it down into the flesh. What's one inspired action that I could take today, that I could take tomorrow, that would help me to let go and let God, which is really about you being more in your own sync and flow. So tune into that. Pause the video if you need to. And here's the key part. Write it down. Take the action. All the inner knowing in the world, all that even telling yourself the truth will only take you so far. You have then got to take action on what you know to be right and true for you, whether it has to do with your career, your job, your bank account, whether it has to do with your relationships, or where you're going to live next. Take action. Tell yourself the truth. Let go. Let God. And be really careful to not take things too personally, especially as we go through this time of change that we're going through right now. Come to April 6th, energy will level out tremendously, and we've got a lot of grace coming in for all of us to just settle into and relax into. Less change means more stability. More stability means we can drive a deeper groove and really get focused. So right now, let whatever needs to fall away, let go, let God, and stay in tune with you. Blessings.